Welcome back to the What the Fumble podcast. Miles here to tell you that next week is Canadian Thanksgiving, Turkey Day in Canada. I know you're thinking, oh no, are they going to skip a week? But the answer is no. As a matter of fact, not only will a brand new episode of What the Fumble air on that Tuesday, we're also releasing our first Patreon-only episode of our second show, WTFAQ, a show where we answer your questions, play one-shots, try other systems, and everything else in between. This month, since it's October, we decided to do a little horror movie trivia, and it didn't take much for us to realize that we don't know a damn thing about horror movies. But we had a lot of fun recording it, and lots of laughs were had, so sign up to our Patreon to listen to that. Thanks a ton for listening, and here's episode 5 of What the Fumble, Hardtack Tactics.
Man, oh man. Oh boy. We found out all kinds of stuff last time. All kinds of stuff. Slash has some weird thing going on.
Yep.
Something's going on.
It's evil sandals.
Evil sandals.
Yeah, at least I'm not wearing socks and sandals.
Oh, man.
It's the spirit of the Yuan-Ti he skinned and is wearing.
It's double bad because it's scales and sandals.
Oh, okay,
no.
I see.
Let's go around the table right quick. I want to know what everybody's favorite horror movie is. Adam,
Okay.
what's your favorite horror movie?
My favorite, Cabin in the Woods. 'cause
Cabin in the Woods.
It takes expectations and goes, screw that. Plus, it's got Thor.
It does have Thor in it, yeah.
Not technically Thor, but
I remember the hammer.
that's it. Yep.
I don't. That's a
don't-
good
yeah,
movie, though. That's a good one. That's a good answer. It's a good answer. I won't, so we won't talk about it too much. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but that's a good one.
There's a cabin.
That's
It's in the
where
woods.
it is. Located
It's right
in
in
the
there.
woods.
Yeah.
It is a cabin. Check it out. David, you got what's your favorite horror movie?
When it comes to horror, I don't watch a whole lot, but I remember finding The Grudge really funny. I like the main antagonist of it, mainly for humor, but I guess if I had to pick, it's for the wrong reasons, but it'd probably be
That's
The Grudge.
cool, though. I won't lie.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of horror movies for the same reason. Like Evil Dead, that kind of stuff comes to mind. And so I've never watched Evil Dead without laughing. And sometimes you're laughing at scenes that you're pretty certain you're not supposed to be laughing at.
And I found I
But-
got that a lot with The Grudge, and it kind
Yeah,
of sticks
yeah.
out in my mind. It's like, what's up with this kid?
There's nothing wrong with that. That's great. That's a good answer. I watch horror movies all the time for that same reason. I find a lot of them silly. Miles, you got one that's you a big fan?
Yeah, it's a B-rated horror flick.
Oh, nice.
Dawn of the Dead Necropolis.
Necropolis
Yep.
specifically?
Specifically, it's not exactly the same, what's his face that did Day of the Dead or whatever. But it's absolutely terrible acting. And one line that sticks out to me was basically they go to this factory where they're making zombies,
Yeah.
kind of thing, and there's one line that says, "They're not making soldiers, they're making Uber soldiers." That's supposed to be like a big mic drop moment, and I'm just losing it.
I remember watching that movie with you. Yeah, there was continuity errors abound, but yeah, it was like trying so hard.
I'm gonna
B-rated,
hack into this.
yeah.
I'm gonna hack into this database. Launch.exe. Like what?
Nice. Good B-rated horror is something to be said about a good B-rated horror.
yeah.
So be a big fan of the horror movie genre?
I'm not like a huge fan, but I do have a favorite one that I saw recently called The Wailing. It's a Korean movie, and it's the concept is pretty funny. It's about a Japanese dude who moves into a Korean village, and then like a bunch of weird stuff starts happening, and then this one Korean dude in the village, he's just like, "Hey man, this is weird, and it's because you're Japanese. I'm 100% sure of it. You need to get the fuck out of here." And everyone's like, "Whoa, dude, you can't listen. That is not the right attitude. It's not because he's Japanese. Just chill out." And then it turns out the Japanese dude is a demon who steals everybody's soul. So.
So it's not because he was Japanese.
It's because he's a Japanese
It's
demon.
no,
Because
but-
he's an Oni. Yeah.
It's because he's a demon, but the guy figured out it was probably because he's Japanese. I don't know.
Man. Colin, have you ever watched a horror movie with like outside of the covers with your face not covered by sheets?
Once by accident. I've got a buddy and he's like really into movies. And there was a time where we would like watch a movie a week. He'd like come over and be like, yeah, this one's really cool. We should totally watch it. And he was like convinced that he like told me that In Bruges was a comedy. It's not I mean, it's like got funny moments, but it was like not a comedy. I was uncomfortable for a lot of it. But in that same vein, he was like, yeah, no, I heard this one's really like artistic, and like it's got a couple of actors that I've like worked with. It's really cool. And so I'm like, cool, yeah, let's watch it. And he got me to watch The Conjuring sight unseen. And I spent the entire time like curled up on my futon, just yelling at the screen. Just be like, oh yeah, sure, of course, yeah. The doors are opening and closing. Just sure, go down into the unlit basement where there's weird sounds coming from. Do that, sure, that's fine. That's fine. I just got really angry at the movie, and also probably angry at myself for still sitting there and watching it.
Yeah,
because I was unhappy.
Did you sleep that night?
I mean, probably, but mostly because I just like exhausted myself screaming at the TV.
I would watch Colin play Resident Evil. I would love to watch
Oh,
that.
man. I would play that.
Dude,
Please.
What was the what were those Silent Hill games? Remember
Oh,
those?
yeah,
Those
that's
were pretty
pretty
fun.
fun.
They had a
Yeah.
lot of jump scares.
Yeah.
Those are there's a lot of video games with jump scares. Video games can be pretty scary, especially you throw some headphones on and like turn your lights off. I've probably been more scared from a video game than I have from a
Oh
movie.
yeah, like I mean,
honestly.
I can watch scary movies, but you give me like Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
there's
where-
agency in video games.
Yeah, exactly,
it.
right? And especially in games like Amnesia, where it's like, no, the game tells you you can't defend yourself. Your only option is to bloody run.
Don't
Yeah.
give him ideas. What's AC?
Well, you guys want to get back into it?
Yeah.
Sounds
I,
like
that as well.
want to go check out an unlit basement.
Yeah. Okay. Have fun with that. I'll be up here.
I want to go behind the doors we're not allowed to be behind.
That's it.
I'm gonna move. Is there another boat? We're just gonna like. Is the raft castle still around?
There's a boat full of really nice people who aren't weird at all right next to this one. You guys want to play some D&D?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get back to it. We learned all kinds of stuff last week. Slash has something going on apparently. You notice quite a few weird things about this ship already. You notice none of the sailors have eaten since you've been aboard. You've been aboard about a day now. No one but yourselves has eaten anything. You didn't see them drink water, eat any food. The room above, or like the room above the hold where you're in the stern castle, has very strange scent coming from it. You're fairly certain it's formaldehyde. Someone seems to have dropped a barrel of formaldehyde up there. A couple drip drops creeping through the ceiling of the hold you're in. But night descended on this ship. Adolescent Colin left the stairwell, waved goodbye, and went to bed.
Bye, guys.
Gonna tuck myself under my sheets.
No, it's
'cause
got to
he's
be in a
scared.
language we don't understand. Ooh, ga, da, rah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Foot?
Bye, guys.
Food.
French. I'm fluent.
So night has descended upon the Mercy. What do you folks want to do? What do you want to do to kind of remind you of your environment here? The hold you're in, there are two doors at the back of it that lead to some you had seen a sailor go through those doors with a bucket of food and a bucket of water, was in there for a few minutes, came back out, both buckets were empty. And then there's a bunch of rooms upstairs on the main deck that you can't help but assume must be crew quarters, that kind of thing. You assume at least one of them has to be, captain's quarters, that sort of thing. All seems to be on the main deck up top. Nighttime descends on the Mercy. What do the five of you do?
Merlin looks up at Tess, who he's holding up. Tess.
Shh. Yes?
Sorry. Do we need to go check the room upstairs?
I mean, I don't know where to start, but I know upstairs they're embalming bodies. And I don't like the idea of what that means for us. If they say, oh yes, you're not allowed in there, don't look. So, I think, maybe it's innocent, maybe they are bringing people home.
What, you think they're making pickles up there?
I don't know, I'm just...
Pickles?
Formaldehyde pickles. It's brine. My bad.
Like a good cucumber dipped in formaldehyde.
The shelf life on that, though.
It's true.
Goes
It's
for a
true.
while.
You can put that thing on the door of your fridge, leave it there for centuries.
Sparrows are buried.
What do you guys want to do?
Sounds like we need to go up. So Merlin is gonna try and motion everybody very quietly and stealthily. Let's go upstairs and see what's in there.
What's our lighting situation, by the way?
Down here in the hold at this point, it's pretty dark. I mean, it's nighttime on the ocean.
So those of us who don't have dark vision, like myself and Merlin, are we gonna need? We're probably gonna need some kind of light source, I would imagine, or is this pitch black, or is there torches and braziers?
There's an oil lantern, single oil lantern hanging in the room you're in. Feel free to take it off the hook and bring it with you if you want. It's up to you guys how you want to deal with the light. Without any light source, it is pitch black for those of you with no dark vision. The crew doesn't seem to have they haven't flipped any switches and turned the lights on at night.
Mm-hmm. Lights? Food? Lights?
On the note of lights, that small hole I've poked up into the forecastle, is there any light coming down from that, or is whoever's in there going around in pitch darkness?
Yeah, there's no light poking down through there either.
That's concerning. I vote that we all just stay put, don't do anything, and hope this all blows over.
Slash is going to step out and go back to the two doors that he was barred from Atlas and Colin. He's going to motion over to Lustra, before he leaves, he's going to grab Lustra and just be like, follow me, just in case.
I can't see anything if we leave this room without this lantern.
Stand over there, and Slash points to the center of the room between the two staircases as he works on the lock, or he's going to check in the first place if those doors are locked.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Investigation. 22.
22. Very, very good. You look down where there should be a handle. There's no handle on the door. It doesn't appear to be locked. From this perspective, it would be a push door from where you're standing right now. What you do notice, however, are tiny little, looks like arcane symbols kind of etched into the wood where there should be a doorknob. And if you kind of push against the door a little bit, it doesn't budge.
Well, it would seem they don't want us in here. Is there much of a gap underneath the door?
Minimal.
Minimal?
I mean, not enough to see through.
Not enough to see through? Not even if I slid a mirror under there and then tilted it?
I doubt, no, not even that.
And then started spinning it around as hard as he could.
No. Okay. He's going to look back to Lustra and say, I don't suppose you could break this door down? Or at least And realizing his size and his hands and whatnot, I don't know, maybe push it open a bit stronger than I can.
Yeah, I can certainly try, but wouldn't that be noisy? Don't we not want attention?
Slash rolls his eyes.
Can't you just pick the lock?
There's no lock to pick.
How is this locked?
It's magical.
So you're expecting me to break a magic door?
You're bigger than I am. It's only wood.
Yeah, but it's... Okay, would Lustra know anything about magic locks?
You can make an Arcana check.
Oh boy, because I'm so good at those. And I got an 18.
With an 18, Lustra, you notice that among these runes, there's few symbols you recognize. This door is warded in a way that the only people who can open this door without brute force are undead.
I knew it. I hate it. Thanks.
So after looking at the runes, look back to Slash. I hate to say it, but I think only undead can open this.
Slash's eyes, widen for a moment. Undead.
When I say only undead can open it, only undead can open it casually, I suppose. By looking at the door and looking at the seams, yeah, you could brute strength this open with a high enough check. Yeah, that would probably make noise. Is what I'm getting at is being undead seems to be the only easy way through this door.
I mean, I'm still going to say the whole undead element, but and I could try and give it a shove, but I think...
Slash puts up a hand to Lustra. Okay. So that tells us some very important things, especially that the crew is undead. And he sort of, furrows his eyebrows. I suppose that makes Adolescent Colin undead, doesn't it?
I suppose it would.
You didn't look the part, that's for sure. Slash is going to double back to the group and relay all of that information.
Well, if they're undead, they're very well preserved because of all the embalming fluid.
Seems to make sense.
So do you think they have... None of us noticed any undead look. Do you think they're preserving themselves with that formaldehyde, or do you think it's a glamour?
I think that the doctor probably has something to do with this back in Dominia.
I hope they don't do anything nasty with my tooth.
Come up, there's a little zombie dragon.
Just a zombie tooth. I'm gonna get you.
Well, so we know they're undead, and we're still, a day or two away from Dominia? Do we really want to force our hand here on the deck, or do we want to wait till we make landfall before we make any moves?
I'm not sure we would have enough time for that. We don't know what their plans for us are.
I will say this. We were all passengers on a sailing ship. I don't know if any of us sail.
It's a good point. I really don't know my way around a steering wheel, to be honest.
So if we're going to check out these rooms, we want to make sure that we do it without being seen, and I think brute force is not the answer.
No, you're not wrong. You aren't wrong. But I still feel like we need to know more about our saviors than just hardtack and water. I feel like taking a visit to the captain's quarters to find out perhaps a manifest would be something worth looking into. Maybe a list of names, see what's going on. So that way when we're in Dominia, we're not simply wandering around like undead looking for brains or something.
Or, we could put it to a vote. Should we bang down the door?
I don't think we even need to vote. Let's save this room for later and check something else out. And we should all move maybe to the other side of the ship and take a look at those doors, see if they got any locks on them.
The doors you just opened were the only doors on this level.
Okay.
So at this point, if you want to investigate further, the solution would be to go up top at this point.
All right. Well, yeah, Merlin will go find the stairs to go to the top deck, and yeah.
Tess, knowing that humans don't really manage to maneuver very well in the darkness, will go up with him and just take his arm and just be like, be careful.
Lead the way.
Sure. Once you guys get up to the top deck, too, there's a little bit of, it's not quite as overcast as it was last night. So there's a little bit of starlight. There's a moon here. So there's a little bit of light up top, not a whole lot. But it's not pitch black. And you get up top, you notice there's still one sailor in one of the crow's nests. There's two crow's nests here, one on top of each mast. There's a sailor in the front crow's nest. There's a sailor behind the wheel. And there's a second sailor on top of the aft castle, just kind of leaning on the rail, just probably a navigator, so a spotter for the guy at the wheel. So it looks like there's 3 sailors in the visible vicinity of where you're at. 1 in a crow's nest, 2 on top of the aft castle by the wheel.
Just to get it out of the way before going upstairs, Lennar is just going to rub the leather on her corset, mumble a few arcane words, and cast mage armor on herself.
Okay, sure
Nice.
thing.
All right. Well, I think it's sneaky time. We gotta kind of lay low and try and get to a door without anybody noticing. So, which door?
Which door? There's 2 doors leading into the stern castle, and there are 2 doors leading into the aft castle.
Merlin looks over to the rest of the crew and kind of points over to aft castle doors, stern castle doors. Where do we want to go?
I figure the one opposite the captain's wheel, because that's where there's 2 of them already.
I think that's a good idea.
The one furthest from that would be the stern castle.
Yeah, so we'll go to the stern
front
castle.
part of the boat. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah,
All right.
Which one would have the best eyes on it from the lookouts?
But probably both the same. He's very much capable of seeing both of them. It's more a matter of where is he looking at, in the moment. But he's where the crow's nest position. You can totally see all 4 of the doors.
Okay.
all right. I think maybe Tess and Merlin should stealth their way to the stern castle door. Just see if there's a lock on it, like the one we saw before. You guys wait at the stairwell, and then we'll give you a signal if it's good to go.
Okay.
Yeah?
I mean, all right.
You are my eyes, Tess.
So the 2 of you, Merlin and Tess, are going to kind of stealth their way to the stern castle door
Yeah.
and try to see if it's locked.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to also just listen because someone was in the stern castle when we were downstairs.
Sure. Yeah. Let's start with that stealth check from both of you.
Merlin gets a total of 18. Tess.
Ah, boy. Tess gets an 8.
Aw.
Okay. And where are you other 3? Are you
Basically.
just kind of acting cool on top deck? 'Cause you're allowed to be up here, right? So it's up to you guys.
Yeah,
So
I figure
where are you?
maybe Lustra would most likely be maybe towards the aft castle, so we can get better earshot of the lookouts by the captain's wheel.
Okay, so you're close enough that you can kind of hear
Hear what's
the
going
guys on
and
top
if-
of the aft castle. Sure.
Yeah.
Where does Salash want to be?
Slash would also be closer to the door, best he can.
The stern castle
Yep,
door?
the stern castle door.
Okay.
And just, sort of peering out over the water, but with his back to the stern castle
So you're
door.
looking over the rail trying to act cool. Lennar, where you at?
She's going to lean up against one of the masts and pretend to be writing in her book.
Just chilling against
Just
the
chilling.
mast.
Give, different spots for
Okay.
the lookouts.
The 2 on team stealth there. Give me investigation.
Merlin gets a 17.
17 is enough to notice those same glyphs that you notice, the same ward that you notice downstairs. This door is only easily openable by undead. These 2 here at the stern castle, however, do seem to have a set of locks as well. So the 2 up top seems that you have more than one way of getting in easy. You could pick the lock or you could be undead.
Okay. If I were to pick the lock, am I going to need a special tool for this, a
Yeah,
lock pick?
You need a lock pick.
I need a
Or
lock pick.
thieves' tools.
Okay. I look over to Tess and point over to the lock. You got anything for this?
I'm sorry, breaking and entering isn't really something we do in Celevest.
Darn. Merlin like motions over to the other people who are just kind of like acting cool and, lets them know it's a no-go on the Stern Castle doors. So we'll sneak away back over to them and start acting cool ourselves.
Okay.
Do you mind if we talk rules for a second? Just
Sure, what do you need?
What kind of armor is Merlin wearing?
Oh, good question. I'm wearing chainmail.
So you would have disadvantage on all stealth checks.
Oh, is that how that works?
Oh,
I
you
didn't know
wearing
that.
chainmail? Yeah. Roll again.
Okay. Got a 9 total this time.
9 total, so 9 is what we're going to go with. Okay?
Cool.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. That doesn't immediately change anything.
Okay. All right. Well, we got to go try those aft castle doors. One way, one how.
All right. I guess we're the go squad. Let's go do another one.
Stealth our way over to aft castle.
You
door.
want to rinse, repeat?
Rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
Slash
see
is
if
going to
there's-
saunter over to the other side, again, looking over the rail, sort of side-eyeing these two, keeping an eye on them, just in
Okay.
case something happens.
I like it. Doing some sauntering. We haven't done some good sauntering since episode 1.
Yeah.
But boy, did we do some good sauntering in episode 1.
I think everyone except Lustra,
Yeah.
or
Sounds
maybe
about
even
right.
Lustra.
It was, no, I don't think David said it. I
I don't
remember
believe
you
I did.
saying it, but everyone else at the table sauntered the hell out of episode 1.
It's the poofy
Saunters and
shirts.
side eyes, man.
Yeah, it's because
No,
all y'all
man.
got poofy shirts and I don't. That's what it is. It's
glad
poofy
to-
shirts that
glad-
make you saunter.
That that side effect. I'm glad to see some sauntering going on. Why don't you guys give me an investigation on that aft castle door?
Sure thing.
All right.
And while that's happening, just Lustra still keeping an ear out on the people at the wheel.
Okay. Merlin gets a 15.
Okay.
Tess gets a 9.
All right. 15 is enough. You notice the exact same setup. That weird little undead glyph and a lock that could be opened by a lockpick.
Okay. They really got this place under wraps, huh?
Yeah. And Tess is going to sort of like awkwardly pretend to yawn and be like, oh, boy, we sure have had a long day. Better go below decks to take a nap. And she sort of like looks at, just like sort of like tries to look meaningfully at everyone, just trying to convey the idea of like we need to talk because like we don't seem to be getting much done.
Back downstairs.
Yeah. And Tess sort of like looks frustrated as we're all convening, and she says, I don't think we're going to be able to get anywhere without the help of one of the crew members. So she like looks to Slash. We either lie to them about something and say that we heard strange noises and they need to go investigate, and then we knock them out or something. I don't know, but the only way we're going to do something stealthily is if someone can pick a lock. Can any of you pick a lock?
Slash shakes his head.
Same with Lenara.
None of
Lovely.
you have a lockpick? Not one of you.
Not even the Wanty? Really?
What
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm just saying.
I think we all know what that was supposed to be.
Can your dad sue the door open?
Oh,
Yeah.
let me give him a call.
Well, I mean, we do have the old-fashioned way, and that's what brute force. And I look over to Merlin. I mean, it's loud, but if we do that, we would probably have to be prepared to, defend ourselves either with words or by action.
Well, here's how I see it. The way I see it is we break down one of these doors. When they come to investigate, we feign some kind of, I felt sick and I was looking for somewhere to puke, or I was looking for something to wipe up the puke. I don't know. The point is we need to break something down in order to figure out what is going on this ship.
Lenara wants to know if we can open the doors with an undead body. Basically, if we use the undead as like a battering ram or a key, if that will break the rooms.
You're not sure?
Not sure.
Ooh, sounds like a one way to find out.
Are you
kind of
going to
thing.
go kidnap adolescent Colin?
She suggests that and goes, perhaps, food. And we'll get him down here, and whatever happens, happens.
If we needed something, the captain did say to ask for him.
That's it.
And you want to know what? At the end of the day, we can determine if he's undead or not.
If it makes you feel better, he's probably not meat anymore.
Let's find that
all right.
boy. Let's find that boy. Would any of us had seen where his room would have been?
I guess let's call it I suppose a perception check. It's almost like a retroactive perception check. See if you kind of notice throughout the day. But yeah, somebody give me perception.
11 total.
11 total. You're not sure, but you pretty confident none of them are staying in that room that's in the hold, the room downstairs. You aside from the one guy who went in and came back out a few minutes later, no one else has gone in that room. So you're fairly certain wherever he is, it's in either the stern castle or the aft castle. It's in one of them, along with pretty much everyone else, right? Everyone else is out of sight, and that's the only places they could be.
We're going to have to kidnap one of these guys on top deck. It's the only way.
I've got a better idea. Rather than kidnapping, we just need to lure them down. Frankly, there's no vision down here, so I feel like us breaking into the chicken hut might not be the worst thing that we could do. And it's a matter of breaking it down. They come down to investigate. We feign that something got loose, and that gives us free leave to make noise around the ship as they're investigating, and any noise we make, we can simply blame on the chickens.
Okay.
Why don't we make baka noises down here with your minor illusion, have them come in, and when they check on the people downstairs, we effectively put a foot in the door as it's closing.
You need some bad chicken noises? I know a guy.
It's not you, though.
No.
It's not you.
Well, it depends. If I do an amazing impression of a bad chicken impression.
You do great bad chicken impressions.
Right. My actual chicken impression is... You haven't heard it yet, but it's on point.
Oh, okay. I can't
So
wait.
as soon as we hit mainland, we're headed straight to a farm, right?
Oh, that's it.
Okay.
Right.
There you
Pig
go.
farm.
God damn it.
Then we get to hear
We're
your
bringing
pig
adolescent
impression.
Colin with.
So, let me see, make sure I'm picking up what you guys are putting down. You want to go downstairs and you're going to use some magics to make some chicken noises and hope to lure somebody down here. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
Then when they try and go in the door, effectively, it's going to be that, sneaky spy movie. As the door's closing, you just, put your foot in the door and then try and go. So
Okay.
Who is our most stealthy? It is not me.
I believe that would likely be myself.
I got an okay stealth.
Well, perhaps you two should... Can we use any of the cargo and debris to hide you while somebody's going in there, and you can burst from there so you can easily get the door open?
Sounds doable to me. Who's actually the stealthiest? Who wants to try that?
I have +5.
And David just held up 4 fingers.
Which I guess means +4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, I have a really dumb idea, and I'm sorry if it takes too long to explain. Can I get a small piece of wood, like a slat, put a dart through it, sort of try to nail it above one of the doors, and have it loose enough that
It'll swing.
it'll swing when the door is open, so it just swings down to block it.
To block the door. Yeah, just give me you guys are going through with this plan. We can start. We'll get to the rolling once the plan's in action, but
yeah,
you can certainly try to do that. I'm just going to take a roll when we get there.
cool.
This the plan?
That's the plan.
All right.
All right.
Well, these are all downstairs. Sounds like someone's going to start by making chicken noises.
Yep, that'll be Slash. It's going to go ahead and minor illusion.
Minor illusion.
Yep.
What's his chicken noise sound
What's
like?
his chicken noise? Bark, bark, bark.
He's just going to edit it so it's even worse.
6 out of 10.
Okay. So you start making chicken noises. I'm guessing probably fairly loudly too. I mean, you want to make them loud enough that they hear up top and become concerned enough to come investigate, right? That's the dream.
Yes.
I will aid with prestidigitation of like a bucket being tossed over here and there or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Tess is going to try to be helpful and say, "Oh no, what is this happening?"
Well, why doesn't
here?
Tess give me a sleight of hand check to see if you can set up your little door catch?
Cool. Please roll more than a 5. 20.
20.
Dirty
so
20.
You successfully. I'm assuming you have darts.
Yes, I have 10.
So you successfully set that up. Now, who's doing the actual stealth? Who's hiding?
I believe that was going to be me.
Go for it.
Okay.
Give me that stealth check.
You're like a 4'3" dragonborn, right?
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 on the stealth check. Pass on setting up the little door stop. You got some fake chicken noises on the go.
Yep.
Few moments pass. Now, the rest of you, Lustra's by the door hidden so that you can get your foot in there and do anything you might need to do. The rest of you, you're just kind of chilling in the hold, acting naturally. Is anyone doing anything in particular?
Maybe the best thing is if we all act perplexed, like, hey, what's this noise going on?
Slash is going to feign looking around like, what? I don't get it. What?
Sure.
Same.
After a few moments pass, sure enough, you hear in that strange, throaty, guttural language a sailor come down, but it's not one that it's not the captain, it's not the doctor, and it's not young Colin. It's just one of the random sailors, probably the guy who was a spotter on the aft castle, comes down. He's grumbling in that throaty language, looks around, he's heard the chicken noises, he's shaking his head, and he starts walking towards those doors, opens them with ease like it's nothing.
And would I be able to interject to try and, maybe even stick something in between the jam and the door so that it doesn't close all the way?
Yes, Tess already has like that little dart set up so it swings down, and you want to kind of put your foot in the door as well, or what's your plan here? What's Lustra's objective?
I just want to see what's inside.
Okay, you take a quick peek in the room as this guy is going in. You see there's a bunch of barrels that are fastened like against the walls of the room. They're held in place by some rope. Looks like at least a dozen of them kind of lining the walls of this room. Mm-hmm. In the very center of the room, there's a trap door in the floor. Looks to be about 5 by 10 feet. That's a pretty big door. Right in the floor, there's nothing else. And this sailor kind of walks in, goes for the trap door, but then notices the door. You kind of see him start to look over his shoulder. He notices the door hasn't shut behind him. Do you want to do anything?
I'm gonna bounce back and get out of sight.
Kind of get up against the wall. He notices, he looks at this dart that's stopping the door from closing naturally. He kind of looks up at it, rips it out of the wall. Doesn't really say much. Closes the door behind him. He's gone with your dart. You have 9 darts now.
God damn it.
I'll go over to the rest of the crew. Hey, so there's a humongous trap door on the other side of that door and some barrels, but that's all I saw. Like, this was an incredibly large trap door.
All right. As I see it, there's not much else way around it. We need a key.
Do we try and knock this guy out on his way back?
Knock him out or chop off his arm.
That's why they were okay with chopping off the arms.
Well, we got to decide quick before he gets back, because who knows how long it's going to take. Are we taking this guy down or not?
We need to get in that trapdoor, and we need to get through there.
We just need a key to get through the ship. As far as I'm concerned, we get him down here, we kill him, we chop his arm, and we throw the body overboard. Away we go.
Okay, well, that's the plan then. All right, so as soon as he comes through that door, we all jump him, because he's going to come back from the not chicken room.
Yeah, we can't let him make a peep. Someone's going to have to grab him very quickly.
Matter of fact, you already hear kind of footsteps. You hear that trapdoor. He's coming out any moment now. He just quickly realized that there's no chicken noises downstairs.
Lenara readies a dagger.
Lustra is going to go to the one side and get ready to grapple him.
Okay.
And Merlin will... Well, Lenara has a dagger. Merlin will have his longsword ready also.
You're going to pull out your longsword.
Yeah.
Yep, Slash is going to stay behind Lustra, and he's just going to be ready to see what happens.
And Tess will ready her spear.
Let's put your tokens on the map and roll some initiative, boys.
Yeah. This is going to be an isolated combat where we win immediately.
Don't worry. I'm still probably worse.
I suppose this is probably the best time to roll a natural one
On initiative, yeah.
Yeah.
on initiative. Nothing bad happens, right?
That's what you think.
That's what you think.
Where's the actual map?
You're looking for this one?
Yes.
Has everyone rolled?
I have
Yep.
rolled.
Yep, I've rolled.
Lustra, what'd you get?
3.
Oh,
Lenara, what'd you get?
4.
Colin, what'd you get?
18.
What'd Merlin get over there?
21.
And Slash?
14.
Man, this sucks. I'm going to be the guy to pin him, and I'm probably going last in all of this. It's going to be awful.
Yeah. I mean, we either take him down quick and quiet or we fight this whole ship.
Yeah. On the ship that we don't know how to sail, and when God knows how far away from, land.
Can't be that hard.
She said I wouldn't tell you guys when
Yeah.
they're going till round 2.
Exactly.
Everyone's rolled initiative.
Mm-hmm.
You hear footsteps coming towards this door. I mean, you're very confident that he noticed that dart, too. Like, he immediately noticed the door not closed behind him. So you feel like he knows what's up.
Yeah.
Merlin, you're going to be the first to act as the door swings open and this sailor comes walking out. What do you want to do?
Merlin is going to ready an action, and that readied action is decapitation.
Well, I mean, he's walking out. He's within your range. If you just want to, you don't have to hold.
The ready to action immediately triggers.
Here's what I really want to happen. I want to wait until somebody has a hand over his mouth so he doesn't make a sound, and then I want to swing my sword.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna hold an action in hopes that somebody silences this guy. If this
Correct.
guy, if you feel like he can no longer make sound, you're swinging.
That's right. Yep.
Okay. Okie dokie. Tess, same situation. This sailor opens the door, starts walking out. You can see Merlin standing right next to the door, longsword in hand, ready to decapitate. He's just scared there might be a scream involved. What do you want to do?
Well, I thought we were going violent, and I think Tess is going to just try to stab him center of mass, maybe puncture a lung so he can't
Going
scream.
for the stab.
Let's do this thing. God, please don't miss. Okay, 16 to hit.
16 to hit is a hit.
Okay.
You take your spear, shove it through the belly.
Oh man.
Let's roll some damage.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man,
Okay.
oh, man.
Okay. 7.
7 points of damage. As you stab this thing, you realize there's almost like a resistance. Body almost pushes your non-magical spear out of the wound. You don't do quite as much damage as you were hoping, but now that this sailor has noticed all of you standing outside the door, he grins this evil grin and kind of hisses at you and shows you the 2 very vampiric teeth
Oh
in his mouth.
No.
And immediately you start wondering, wait a minute, the fuck is this? This guy was in the sun yesterday. They're in the water. They're surrounded by running water. Everything you know about vampires tells you that he's in an environment that they cannot exist in, and yet this guy seems a lot like a fucking vampire.
Oh no.
Tess, you got anything else you can do?
I've got some fear, and through that fear, I am going to just like the adrenaline spike's gonna hit. She's gonna like jam the spear in. She's gonna like grin. Her eyes are gonna open super wide, and she is just going to try to ram her fist down his throat. And if that doesn't work, because it probably won't, she's going to do it again. And she is going to spend a key point to use a flurry of blows.
Oh, I see. So your bonus action flurry of blows, which gives you 2 punches.
Yes.
Is that punches?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah. But the first punch is a natural 1.
Man, you're already way the fucking over your head.
What? Nonsense.
Oh, this is gonna make it really bad.
I'm going to blame Salash because he suggested violence.
Oh, this is good. This
Oh, God.
is really good. You wanna? Why don't you grab a piece of paper out of here
More than anything.
Oh, man.
and let's see what happens to you.
Okay.
Oh, that looks like a long one.
Great. Oh, neat. This one's called Pop and Lock. Make a strength saving throw, DC 15. On a failure, you dislocate your shoulder and have disadvantage on attacks and ability checks until an action is used to make a successful medicine check to pop it back in place.
Good
gross.
Lord, give me that strength saving throw.
no.
15, or you dislocate your shoulder.
What happens if I fumble the saving throw? My arm falls off? We'll get the bone saw. We'll get the bone saw. It's fine.
Cut arm.
Let's hope we get to answer that question.
Oh, thank God. 16 minus 1. 15.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Just barely make the save. Sounds like you're okay. You're okay. Obviously, still
Yeah.
a miss.
Still a very,
But
very mad
You do
miss.
not dislocate your shoulder. That's good.
Great, let's try that again.
you,
Because the
not-
first one went so well.
Let's do it again.
Oh, God. Okay.
Well, that was your left. You're using your dominant hand now.
All right. 21.
21 is a hit. Solid
Dang.
punch.
Thank goodness. For 5.
5 points of non-magic punching.
Yep, so far.
Okay, same kind of deal. You can tell your punches aren't having the desired effect. This thing seems to be a little resistant to your punches. Is there anything else Tess can do?
She can move, but she doesn't want to get, like, grabbed by a vampire, so
You
she's
would
going to stay where
definitely
she
take
is.
an opportunity attack if you move. Salash, what do you want to do?
Slash, seeing this creature bear a fang, he bears one of his own, and just speaks. Even vampiric flesh is weak, and he's going to go ahead and cast Bane on him.
Okay.
Charisma saving
Charisma
throw.
saving throw. DC 13.
Charisma saving throw. You know what stat's pretty high in vampires? Charisma.
We're level 2. I'm hoping.
You think my vampire's level 2?
I don't think we were supposed to fight these guys.
My vampire's now level 2. Sorry, what was it again?
DC 13.
DC 13, no kidding, I got a 12.
Oh,
Got a 12.
nice. Exigente. So he is baned,
Which means what?
which means he rolls a D4 on any attack or saving throw.
-4 to all.
Yeah.
Or -1 D4 on all
Minus one
attacks and
D4.
saving
It's
throws.
reverse bless.
Reverse bless.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt. -1 D4 on all attacks and saving throws. Anything else Salash can do?
He's going to go ahead and back off 10 feet there.
Okay.
I don't think he's within melee range of the vampire, so I think we're all good. And he's going to end his turn.
Okay. This is the point where you find out where the vampire is in initiative. It's right here.
Oh, no.
He's here in initiative. Right here. Oh, am I
Wanna-
excited.
Want to use that attack there, Merlin?
It's coming. It's coming.
Great.
I mean, the ready to attack, the thing with the ready to attack, you have to have very specific triggers. And your trigger is you will swing when you're confident this thing is incapable of making noise.
That's right.
And with a scream, it starts to slash at Tess.
Oh, great.
An 8 to hit Tess is going to be a miss.
Thank goodness.
And then he kind of leans into you, and shows you those beautiful, beautiful, pearly, spiked vampire teeth. And gets so he gets a 22 to hit on his bite.
No.
That's even with a minus D4?
Oh, yeah, minus a D4.
Good call. Good call. What did I say? 22. We're down to 21 to hit.
Oh, wow. Surprisingly, still hits. Great.
You take 9 points of piercing damage.
Jesus Christ. Thank God we're level 2.
How you feeling?
Well, 9 was my full HP bar at level 1. I have less than twice that many hit points now, so not great. Not great.
Well, you're going to take an additional 9 points of damage.
Oh boy.
Are you down?
I am down.
All right, you go unconscious as you watch this vampire bite into Tess's neck. But the rest of you... Actually, why don't the rest of you give me just a quick perception?
Oh boy. 16.
Lustra got 8.
9.
Also 9 from earlier.
So, Salash, you notice that the vampire almost seems to control himself. He goes in for the bite. Well, you notice two very strange things about the bite. One, all the stereotypical vampires you remember reading about go for the neck, right? They go for the jugular. This thing kind of pushes Tess so that her body is almost turned away from him, and he goes right for the top vertebrae on the back of her neck.
Oh.
And so as soon as he bites, he gets that hungry look on his face and stops himself, kind of reels himself in. And Tess falls to the ground, but you're fairly certain she is stabilized. It looks like that was probably non-lethal damage. You also watch as the wounds that Tess delivered with her punches and spear close right back up. Stiletto, what do you want to do? Lenara, what do you want to do? What am I supposed to call you, honestly, at this point?
Now, Lenara. If we get back to Waterdeep, maybe Stiletto.
So, Lenara, what do you want to do?
Different than what I wanted to do that attack ago.
Colin, do you plan on making it to round 2 of any combat?
Well, I mean, turns out all of the other people around this vampire just either did nothing or ran away, so I'm the tank. I'm the main tank of the party.
I haven't gone yet. She is going to put up her hand in just to try and stop this thing from just eviscerating us and going, Hey, now, we haven't stolen anything. We technically have not gone in through the doors. We have not broken any rules. We are willing to stand down. And then she's going to step forward and cast Cure Wounds on Tess.
Gonna make it to round 2.
Look at you go. How do you do on the Cure Wounds?
I got an 8 for 11 points of healing.
Very nice.
Oh, shit.
So, Tess, you get 11 points of healing back. That was your action. Anything else you want to do? Unfortunately, this is one of the sailors that is not that proficient in common. Kind of sees your hands up, trying to, almost pleading fashion, and in that strange throaty guttural language, just like he points at this spear stab wound in his belly, and it's like, does not seem.
She just sort of shrugs her hands and goes, I understand.
Anything else?
Oops. She's gonna back off, I guess, 20 feet from Tess's body, and that's it.
Lustra?
Well, considering we're in combat, Lustra is gonna haul out his combat femur and his axe. He's gonna come wailing down with his combat femur, but as he grabs it and he's starting to focus, that funny little bauble on his horn starts to glow a bit. And I'm going to cast Ensnaring Strike. So let's see if I hit. Does a 15 hit.
A 15 is a hit.
So you need to make a strength save. DC is 12. Remember, you have a minus D4.
Minus a D4. Oh, it's not looking good for you. Minus 3. That puts me at a 17. What did you say the number was?
Oh dear. That's a 12 was the
12.
DC.
I made it.
Well,
Damn it.
regardless, I would still get my weapon damage. So that's going to be 6 damage.
6 points of
Of-
damage.
of non-magical bludgeoning damage.
Yeah. 6 points of non-magic bludgeoning. Anything else Looster can do? Wants to do?
Just impose, I guess.
Impose.
Yep.
Looks scary.
I have a feeling that this isn't gonna. We can't de-escalate at this point, so I'm just gonna stay in their face.
Okay. Stay right up in there. Merlin.
Yeah, Merlin's gonna wait no longer, and he's gonna swing his sword. All right, a 7 plus 5 makes that a 12 to hit.
12, unfortunately, is a miss.
Well, we're gonna blow an action surge and do it again.
Oh boy! Our first sole action surge from the fighter.
Oh my god.
Is it a 1?
No, it's a 4. Which makes it a 9, which is still a miss.
2. Oh, fuck, that sucks. You blew your action surge to miss again. At least it's not a 1. At least it's not a 1.
Very true.
Oh boy. Anything else Merlin would like to do?
No, Merlin's just gonna look at the vampire and tell him that his dad knows a lot of lawyers and he better be careful.
Threaten lawsuits. Tess, you're back up with, I think, 11 hit points, somewhere around there. What would you like to do? You're lying prone on the ground.
I mean, he held, like, I wouldn't have known that he held back when he bit my spine. I'm gonna stand up and stab him in the neck.
Okay.
I'm going to die so hard. Natural 20. Oh. Apparently I just have to be really, really scared and things go well.
There you go.
It's almost
Horror
like
campaign.
it's almost like you got to feel dread in the domain of dread for things to work.
They're appropriately named.
Oh, buddy. And we're gonna have to dispose of this body if we even kill him. Alright. And that is 11 plus 3 is 14.
14 points of damage. That's a lot of damage. That's some level 2 damage right there.
Heck yeah.
That is some level 2 damage.
If only it didn't do half of that.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I'm going to just like hold up my spear like sideways and use my bonus action to spend my other key points to enact patient defense. I'm just going to look to try to jam the wood into his mouth if he tries to bite me again.
You take a defensive position. Smart move, Slash.
Slash would like to move within 10 feet of the vampire.
Come on up.
Yep. And
Let's make it 5.
yeah, let's not do that. And Slash is gonna, throw out a hand and cast poison spray.
Okay.
That's a save or suck, DC 13 con save.
Sure.
Save or suck.
Deals poison damage, obviously.
Minus a D4.
Oh, thanks again. Minus D4. Is Bane concentration? Just
It is
curiosity?
concentration.
Plus 19 is the final number on my con save.
Well, damn. Cell's gonna go ahead and take another 5 feet back.
You're gonna run in, poison spray. It doesn't work. You can get the hell back out of there.
Yeah.
I like it. Anything else you can do?
He's gonna go ahead and Bardic Inspo Lustra.
Bardic inspiration to Lustra. That's gonna bring it back to my vampire boy.
Oh boy.
Back to my vampire boy. You stand back up, Tess, stab him in the neck. He is going to try to just claw at your face and send you back to the ground. He gets a 19 to hit.
With disadvantage?
With disadvantage.
And a minus D4.
Oh, that's right. You took patient defense. So with disadvantage... Oh, and the D4. Oh, man, you guys are You guys are trying.
Please don't kill me again.
Oh, this might work out for you. Minus the D4 is a 12 to hit.
Oh, thank God. You do
12 to
not
hit.
hit. Parried.
Okay, that's a miss. He's going to try to bite you now.
Great.
Still disadvantage.
Yep.
Natural 1. Oh! Natural 1.
He's going to get his teeth pulled.
Vampire boy. Oh, man. Now, this is the point. If he was a named character, I'd pull a little piece of paper out of the bucket, too. Not one of the named characters. Not one of the named characters. But I'm pretty tempted. I just want to. I just want to pull a name out of here. Let's see what happens to him.
Can we use our reaction to just write up a little name tag and glue it onto his chest?
Does this mean if it was adolescent Colin, you...
Oh, this is interesting. So yeah, I'm totally gonna pull a fumble just because it's the first natty one that I've got as in my set of rolls for the campaign. This one's called Breakage, and unfortunately isn't really going to be relevant. If he was using a weapon, it would break, assuming it's not magical. If he's unarmed, I am supposed to damage something out of his inventory. So this is the one that Lenara got, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, this is the same one you pulled. Unfortunately, he's holding nothing aside from... He probably has that, your dart. So your dart breaks. Your dart breaks.
God damn it.
You have no darts.
That is so fake.
Was it really a fumble?
He just like swings at me, misses, and then it's just like, you know what? Snap.
Just takes your dart out of his pocket, snaps it right in front of your face.
What a dick.
Oh, man. Perfect.
You sure he doesn't lose his water wings?
Oh, man. But yeah, in future, typically I only pull if it's a named character. But why not? That's my first combat one. And it really worked out for me anyway. It really worked out for me. Oh, man. Not only do both of those attacks happen, you watch as the wound he suffered in his neck starts to close back up at the beginning of his turn. And then he starts to make a lot of noise. He's screaming at the top of his lungs, warning the others on the boat that he is in combat. And you can hear boots start to shuffle up top. And there is a very good possibility that 11 more vampires are going to join initiative next week.
Oh, no.
See you there.
And I'm gonna face tank all of them.
Gives us a week to reroll.
I blame the 1T.